Not due to them. I don't believe they spend an ounce of their money. Even the internal. Have you guys spent any money building out the inside?
Excuse me, how are you to talk to that?
The inside, I was told, normally a restaurant would spend their money on the inside. I was told that the Battery Park City Authority even paid for a lot of that. Okay, so they're getting a total gift handed to them, and they have the gall to say that they want to be open to 4A. Two great examples. Two of the best restaurant owners in the world, Danny Meyer and Steven Starr, opened 2 restaurants nearby. Steven Starr opened El Bez. I believe it closes at 11. Danny Meyer closes at 11. These are the best restaurateurs in the world. Why should they be allowed to be open until 4? And I had lunch with Mr. Portakis yesterday, and his explanation was, that's where we always do things. That's not a good explanation. So, thank you very much, Mr.
Okay. Thank you.
Park Authority with sort of achieving this location. We're looking at, quite obviously, it would be normal to tax dollars, how many people we're hiring, and more importantly, changing the culture, nocturnal culture of what was basically a derelict space into what they would like to perceive as a continuation of the promenade of Lower Manhattan, so people will be able to walk their dogs or what have you around the continuation. So one of the things that we were, that came up was the fact that we would be open more hours than other possible users, and one of the things tasked with us there was that we would have pretty much 24-hour presence on that.
So you're saying you've been asked to serve alcohol till 4 in the morning?
We've been asked to keep the lights on.
You've been asked to serve alcohol till 4 in the morning?
No, but one of the
My question is, why do you need to serve alcohol till 4 in the morning?
Well, I would say from an operation point of view, Mr. Shen, we do that in all the other places. We try and keep the kitchen open till 3:30, and this is only in a small portion of it's the downstairs as we sort of basically delineate areas to be open. But
I'll just jump in here real quick. As far as the 4 a.m. goes, we've asked for the 4 a.m. across the board for the space. That's what they've had at their other places, and they've shown to be responsible operators, and oftentimes don't actually even stay open till 4 a.m. every night. Now, for this specific instance, what was worked out with Battery Park City Authority, what was part of the RFP, was that there would be a portion of this open till 4 a.m. The actual dining room upstairs, first of all, the 3rd floor, event space only. So this is not going to be a space that's going to be open and additional drinking area to the public. The 2nd floor, the actual dining room serving meals, which is the majority of the 2nd floor, this is going to close at 12, the actual dining area itself. These are the original guidelines set forth by BPCA.
So does that leave us with people just drinking till 4 in the morning?
No, this goes dark at 12, the restaurant. Now, these are the beginning guidelines. BPCA will entertain events and things like that from us, or if there's a need to go later, they'll entertain that. So we're applying for 4 a.m. right now, knowing that we have self-imposed restrictions to close the whole 2nd floor at midnight, and we'll see how that goes.
So what's going to be happening at 3 a.m.?
Downstairs, you'll have food service and alcohol service in the front and the 1st floor of the unit.
Full restaurant service? When you say
full menu, full food.
And why is that appropriate for this location? Because who do you expect to be eating and drinking there at 3 in the morning?
You'll have a combination.
Because again, the idea is this is kind of a museum. It's an historic area.
Sure.
You attract tourists. But who's going to be eating and drinking at 3:30?
So you'll attract people who live in the neighborhood, and you'll attract tourists. I lived in this neighborhood for 7 years before I moved out of the neighborhood, and down at Stone Street, where every place is open till 4 a.m., you commonly go in for a place to grab a bite to eat or a drink at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and there are no other places around except for there. This would be another alternative.
But I mean, Stone Street is really in the heart of the financial district. I know some of those buildings are changing now, but essentially those are commercial buildings, are they not? That surround
There's right upstairs from one of them.
Yeah, but generally, that's more commercial, whereas Battery Park is residential.
Well, there are residential buildings right there as well, and where Pier A is, and I'd actually like to hand up a few new maps of the neighborhood, a survey that was just concluded yesterday, actually, showing true distances to the closest residential buildings, the closest licensed premises from the actual property line where the sidewalk meets the promenade, and also from the front door of the space. And you'll see, I mean, it's a true pier. It's surrounded on three sides by water, and the promenade is fairly large as well. And I just wanted to bring it back to the point that these gentlemen have operated more than 15 establishments for a combined almost 2 million.
I get that. We've issued licenses to them.
Sure.
We talked about Stone Street in the course of issuing a license maybe a year and a half ago. I remember the conversation. I'm just not sure about the 4 o'clock. Something else I want to ask you. Talked about having events. We talked at the 500-foot hearing about no music, no speakers.
Outside.
Outside.
Correct.
But are you talking about having certain promoted events outside that would have music? Or I'm not clear on all the kinds of events. You said farmers markets, things like that. I get that. None of those would be any kind of a concert type protocol?
I would like to address that again, Mr. Chairman. I think that this plaza confuses the whole programming of the space. You can see 2 maps that were just hung up as well. If we were to take the first map, which shows the front entrance of this location, which all of our business is internal, on that, from that front on, except when you get onto the pier. The plaza doesn't have, there is no beer garden, it's a public open plaza space. We're not conducting any business there. We were asked to police it simply from the perspective of the Battery Park Authority.
So people won't be standing around with drinks in their hands?
No, not at all. And what also then occurs is if you were to extend the line of licensing out to the end of that peripheral plaza point, then maybe a couple of things changed in terms of, but if you were to take the line from the front door, I believe then we're not even, there's not even 3 licensed premises within the area of the pier, besides which there's no residence upstairs in the pier or anything else. And so I guess it's like these hearings are often about the idea of locating in an area where we're not really creating noise or any kind of interference with quality of life issues for people. And that's what I would have thought that this is a perfect example of where it possibly can occur. I just say from an operating point of view, if I could just reiterate that every night our kitchen down on Stone Street is open until 3:30 in the morning. We have a lot of local residents. We also get a lot of the, whether it's the airlines who come in late into JFK, whether it's service industry. When I mean by that, it's hospital workers, fire department workers, police workers, and such like, who really do finish schedules and things at certain times of the day that other people don't.
Is there a hospital in this area?
And
Near Battery Park?
Not right there, but the downtown hospital's pretty close. Every nurse and doctor who come to Ulysses at that point probably take a taxi from the downtown. Yeah, and it's just I can't really describe what happens at 3:30 correctly to 3 o'clock in the morning to you, Mr. Chairman, except that we are really acknowledged as that place that you can get food in a comfortable environment at that time of night. And I always pictured that this would be something that would be possible on the pier as well. And again, with the idea in the back of our minds that we do want to keep, we have 24-hour maintenance guys working in these establishments, the lights are on. We also have public restrooms within the space that will be available to the public.
How far are you from Battery Gardens, the restaurant?